This is right after I just got done the last one, man. This should be the final one of this episode. I don't unless it's a lot longer than I think it'd be. You never really know with this game, man. Everything just turned into a real big plot twist. At first, I just knew it was something that was being held over Lana's head, but in the moral of the story, bro, like she was just really trying to protect her sister, and Gant was using that against her, and that's really wild. Like Emma did it the whole time. That explains why that cloth was in his safe. It had her fingerprints on it. Damn, so she thought she was. That's crazy, bro. Like I can't even. That's wild. Let me check if this audio is cool though. It's cool. Alright, so Steph PG3 here. Now I've arrived back in the Ace Attorney. This could be the final episode of episode 5. Y'all ready for the finale? If this is not the finale, it's just going to low-key be salty, but it's okay. I believe I saved it, so let's go. February 25th, 12:06, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Sorry, Edward. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? This is the second time something like this is happening. You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law. Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. Who would have thought? Emma the murderer, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? He said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Evidence law securely slipped in your pocket. Doesn't look like that book do any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Well, I'm still sitting here in that prosecutor's seat. Despite all these allegations being thrown at me, Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? The credibility has been all but wrong with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Sky found out she was unwillingly caused the man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You've got to be kidding me, pal. You're right. I say you're right. You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely struck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Y'all ready, y'all? I'm ready. February 25th, 1252 District Court. Courtroom number 3. I said number 3. See, I'm excited. Number 9. Can't even get the right number out. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to expose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecutor calls forth a witness. But, cough. This isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Irvin, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? If there's no proceeding from what you're proposing? Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense? They now call the fourth the next witness? Mr. Wright? You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. Time has finally come to bring out the real murderer. We all know who it is. The game know who it is. It's time to expose this man. Get him in here. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant pardoned 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. Alright, Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Yeah, Gant. It's time. Ain't no more running. Witness, please state your name and occupation. But what is this? What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy. Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, huh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant, and I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto, what's the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh? Like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware of the course that a police chief have all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police have a right to refuse to testify. Of course such an action carries with a certain risk. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. SL9 incident. As I recall, Nell and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't happen either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? Just lying on the floor unconscious. Man. When Emma sent Nell flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. SL9 incident. Already know. Run through it. Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident somehow. Oh, I said somehow again. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Niall was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark, and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Nell and I split up. He went upstairs and went downstairs, I guess you could say. He got lucky. What's this about, a power outage? Oh, that? The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Nell when that knife went into his heart though. That's not funny. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Now and that serial killer was lying in a heap of the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also laying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them was those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor? Yes. Anyway. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you better off staring at that court record. At the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence. But that, oh, okay. Oh, wait. It's obvious, actually. It's obvious. The list. It's the list. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma drew. Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in that illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found the evidence. This evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only one capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying the work. Yes, well, in light of this detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relations to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Evidence of forgery. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment in the list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after dark were convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh, indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. All right, Udgy. In return, though, I know. That place, right? Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? Evidence of forgery. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, we already know what it is. Gant isn't the one who murdered Prosecutor Marshall 2 years ago. Yet I know he played a part in forgery. That can only mean someone asked him to be an accomplice. Damon Gant, someone's accomplice sounds unlikely. I appear if you stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped. Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Wright's prints are found. Yes, they're found inside my safe. They would prove his investigation was illegal. Sure, I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at crime scenes is forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the items were discovered. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dirk was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come now, Righto. Think about it. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered now? Niall. I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was in the sky. Well, now do you see? Really, Chief Gant. At the very least, there's one very large benefit you reap from all this. Oh? I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That is itself is significant motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Yeah, be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. It's out in the open now. Udgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to... Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. There have been something in it for him. Given his selfishness, will he have helped someone out? I don't know, y'all. Would he have helped somebody out? I feel like he would, though. Like, he would. But I don't care how selfish he is, bro. If it benefit him, he's just that type of person that he'll take it. If it benefit him. True, you might not have helped anyone out for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're possibly determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Bro. Take that! Obviously. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye, the defendant. I believe it's quite obvious in the light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He will be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would have acquired unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Bro. Oh wait. You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Right, oh my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I control Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Order. I said, order. Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an upfront and highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the Chief of Police of blackmail and murder. It's impossible. I know he didn't say it's, but I just added it in there. Your Honor, I'm merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said. I'm easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who decides to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief at the highest officer of law is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or the title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright got. And it better be good. Show us this evidence that the Chief Gant is the murderer. That ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. It gotta be this. Oh, wait. Bro, I was about to pick that like a goofy. Hold on. We know. Where is that? That right there. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777777. Sorry, but there's no way you could prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on this list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh yeah, now he's sweating. You got him now. Put the pressure on him. Yeah. Order. Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense search of my evidence, my offense was a violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the next one instead of the law. But right now, the court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room of the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. You sound like a man with a lot of power to his head, bro. Like you see how cocky and like arrogant he sounds. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. Lies. You haven't seen him in days, Chief Gant? I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? The trial's proposed is to determine why this guy's guilty. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us the proof that the victim would want to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Well, that's pretty obvious. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Right there. BAM! Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filed out a lost item report. He would have to give that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait, the chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. Could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mentioned it, I believe I might have done something of that sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. Whoa! What did his body just do? Bro! Chief Gant, you did. The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed in the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I thought it was just a useless clue just taking up space. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. It's obvious, y'all. The screwdriver. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, you think back to the day of the crime? What is it this screwdriver is doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order, what's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal into the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It is a photo of the body being taken away from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe your timing's up. My time's up. Sorry, Wright-o, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A belief chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? This is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. you're going to just run away after all this. Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman? That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you have presented it by now. Well, You think I have Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Grant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Guy dispose of his body? Do I have any concrete proof? It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, Udgy? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Udgy, I'll leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an informant senior office in our nation's law enforcement agency. What? Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her. Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth, another witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else, one more witness who can answer all the questions. Raised in this trial, someone right in this room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling the witnesses today. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist? She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor, the defense call. You already know who it is. The defendant, Miss Lana Sky. She was in an underground parking lot at 5:15 on February 21st. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard that, but damn, my neck. Golly. Her task to dispose of the victim's body in accordance with someone's order. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for today. In 15 minutes, we will have a reconvene to hear the defendant testimony. This court is now... Hold on. Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat. Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Nell Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I got a lunch date to meet. Bro, he's a snake, bro. He's so slimy, bro. He's so slimy. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess. Bro, you gonna literally let her sit there? Like, you let him abuse his power, bro? Is he even allowed to do that? Bro, he just came back and really just pointed out to her, basically telling her not to say something. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. The Chief, he's something else, pals? Detective Gumshoe. Haha, I'm not a detective anymore. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office. My office? Sure. I'll take the place of that top ninja girl you used to work with. Could he mean... Ah, yeah. Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said. But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. Risks? What did he mean by that? It's simple. If the Chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Emma? Emma! Oh, Emma, are you okay? Yeah. Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. No, don't. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. She did it all just to protect me. Ever since our appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. What do you mean? What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Martian. Hey, don't go blame yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal. Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone else with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I know I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor. I see. Well, we better get back in time for the final act. Emma, why don't we wait here? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Who would have thought me and Edward will be working together, bro? To be continued. Now, y'all know what I say when a to be continued pop up. You gotta end the video. Bro. Alright, bro. Bro, why is the game doing this to me, bro? It's dragging it out. It's dragging it out, bro. It's dragging it out, bro. And it's cooking me. Bro. I might just have to do it, bro. 4 uploads of the same game in one video, bro. I might just have to do it, bro. Or should I think I should just wait until tomorrow to do it? Give myself a little break. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna end the video, though. Alright, y'all. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Turn post notifications on, and we're out. Alright, so next, we're gonna be on episode 5, part 12. Honestly, we in the finale stages right now. We on the final day. And I just don't know, yo. I just don't know. This is getting crazy. This is probably gonna be the end, honestly. This is probably gonna be the end. And I'm ready for it. So yeah, like, share, subscribe if you're new, turn post notifications on. I'm out, man. It's real wild, y'all. It's crazy for real.